Paolo Banchero is one bad man, making himself known in the Orlando Magic's season opener last night. The franchise had 33 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 12 of 24 from the field, and was 4 for 8 from the three-point line. He played extremely well in the tip-off game for the season for the Orlando Magic as they played the Miami Heat last night and won 116-97. Guys, we're going to be talking about Paolo Banchero's performance, what makes him so great, what to expect in the entire year to come, maybe in his potential, the future of his career. And we're going to be talking about any notable takeaways from the game yesterday. But first, guys, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We have finally made it to the NBA season. We're trying to build an Orlando Magic community here on YouTube, and subscribing is the easiest and best way to support the channel. Now, yesterday was full of a lot of great news, it felt like. Everybody played pretty well. Franz also played extremely well. He was 10 of 16 from the field, 23 points, 3 of 6, most importantly, from the three-point line. The NBA's net rating leaders thus far, minimum 20 minutes played. Franz, Paolo at 1 and 2, and then also Wendell Carter Jr. plus 61.1. Now, obviously, this is a little bit of a fudged number. We are only one game into the year, and teams are playing right now at the recording of this video in their second game. A couple of teams, but it's a lighter night in the NBA for sure. But Franz and company all ended up playing extremely well. So that was something that was really nice to see. But Paolo Banchero kind of getting the attention, I would say, of everybody in the media after that performance. But we all knew exactly how good he was going to be. We were tapped in. We knew exactly that Paolo Banchero was going to bring what exactly he was going to bring to the table. And that was going to be almost pretty much pure dominance if you weren't going to go out there and guard him at the three-point line on the perimeter, and if everybody else was going to have their shot going. I said earlier in the year, Franz was going to if he was going to make his threes, get right and be that true second option. I don't see any reason why Paolo Banchero can't be that number one guy. Now, when we take a little bit of a deeper look into how he played, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, he got 4 offensive rebounds as well. And he also was able to add a steal and a block. And he had a plus 42 plus minus. Now, it's, whatever you might want to say about plus minus, it's still a very insane number when you take a look at it, especially considering that the Magic won by 19 points. So it was pretty much over very quickly for the Miami Heat in this game. I mean, it's tough to compete with a team like the Magic whenever they're rolling and firing on all cylinders, specifically when the defense is just so dominant. When you could give the offense or give the defense a little bit of offense, I mean, you're not going to be able to hold them. Now, this game, I should also clarify, wasn't exactly over in the first half or anything like that. A dominant third quarter led to the Magic kind of pulling away. They were up by 4 at halftime, but nonetheless, by the time the fourth quarter rolled around, there wasn't really much to play for in the game. But Paolo Banchero, when he was out there on the floor, was dominant. And it was clear that they were the better team than the Miami Heat yesterday. Now, obviously, the Miami Heat need to figure some stuff out. They still need to get Jimmy Butler right. He had 3 points last night. It felt like he was in maybe a slight bit of a straitjacket. Tyler Hero with 14. Rozier led the Miami Heat for the game, I should say, with 19 points. But that Jalen Suggs dominance was also felt at parts of the night. When we take a look at the box score totally for the Orlando Magic, it was a dominant all-around performance from everybody. You had Wendell Carter Jr., 8 points, 14 boards. KCP was it was KCP and Jonathan Isaac were probably the two guys who weren't, completely dominant. But we'll get to their performance in a minute. But from the main cast of characters, from the big three, if you will, 11 points from Suggs. He had 4 assists as well. That was second on the team. Tied for second on the team alongside Anthony Black and Franz. His defense was really good. Saw some clips as well as after the game of just how he was able to play out there on the perimeter. That's why you're paying him that sort of money. If we're going to compare him to Jrue Holiday, he's going to have to be out there to guard their best player, and he was certainly doing that. The Miami Heat's perimeter play just wasn't really there in the game yesterday. Now, obviously, for a team, they shot 32% from the three-point line, so that's not going to do it no matter how you slice it, especially since we know when a team cannot shoot well or properly enough for a win, how that could really impact the team and the offense, and that was certainly the case for the Miami Heat. When you don't have your best player, plus you shoot low 30s, you're not going to be able to win. As a team, the Orlando Magic shot 36.7%. That was really, really good. That was something that was promising. Guys who shot above 50% for the game from three: Jalen Suggs, Franz, Paolo, Jonathan Isaac, Anthony Black, Wendell Carter Jr., and Gary Harris. Now, that leads me into Gary Harris. I think everybody, as far as the Orlando Magic community that we have built here on YouTube and that exists on Twitter, Instagram, wherever, in the Kia Center, I think we all owe him a big apology because he went out there and played his butt off. He played extremely well. That was probably almost like the storyline, I would say, of the game, and the true kind of different or X factor that was able to get the Magic the win outside of Paolo playing really well in Franz. Gary Harris, 6 of 9 from three-point range, 18 points. I added a couple boards, even another assist. Just an amazing game. 22 minutes. Certainly kind of out there in the guard rotation when KCP didn't really have it going. It was Gary Harris who ended up stepping up. KCP 0 for 5, 3 points in the game. You'd obviously like to see something better from his debut, but plenty of time. One game, just as it is for the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are certainly going to be better and put up more of a fight in future matchups. I mean, shoot, how often are you going to get 9 points from Bam and 5 boards in his 26 minutes of play? I mean, Jonathan Isaac, that's why I'm not trying to say that his game was so bad, because he was out there defending well. He was out there playing really well in the interior. But not often are you going to get a game like that from the Miami Heat, and in the same vein from KCP or offensively from any of the other players who we feel like may have struggled. Tristan Da Silva ended up getting 5 minutes in the game. Didn't really come in until very late in the contest. Didn't really register any sort of statistics, but certainly nice to see him out there getting in some reps. He did have 1 turnover, unfortunately, so that was the only statistics that he did register outside of just missing his one and only shot for the game. But it's a process. Goga played some minutes. Corey Joseph went out there as well. Caleb Houston, Jett Howard all ended up playing. None of them ended up scoring, but they all played in pretty much the last 5 minutes of the game. For the most part, I think that this team looks really good. I think that a lot of people are going to kind of take it and run with it with how this team played, but I think we got to recognize it's the opening game, 1 game into the season, but Paolo Banchero has made his presence felt. He is one bad man, and I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below about how good Paolo Banchero be this year. Can he make an All-NBA team? I think that's his goal. He said that that's his goal. I think that's my expectation for him. What do you think is the ceiling for him? What do you think is the ceiling for the Orlando Magic? And who else were you surprised with? Was it Jalen Suggs and his defense and his assist number? Was it maybe Anthony Black and Cole Anthony, who both were able to pass the ball really well? Cole Anthony did not shoot well whatsoever in the game. He ended up with 0 points, but were you impressed with how he played? Was it Franz? Was it that 3-point percentage from him? Was that what was really interesting? You guys, let me know just general takeaways in the comments down below. But that's all the time that I have today to talk Orlando Magic basketball. I will see you guys next time with some more Magic content.